we look at the last moments of James Dean's life as though by looking at each detail we could somehow reverse the inevitable. I don't know if I would be so entranced about James Dean had he not had one of those spiders, but they are the essence of beauty in an automobile frame, as far as I'm concerned.
I can remember there was I believe it was a Porsche had just passed us before that, going towards the coast, and I remember telling my brother-in-law at the time, man, I want to have one of those one of these days. And after I seen them, two cars collide, I kind of had my doubts.
More than once I've gone there with people to walk that old roadway. It's a couple miles long, and it's a very captivating experience because you know that it's what the last few seconds of Dean's life, what he drove on, gives you a feeling for the 50s.
I used to fly around quite a bit, took a lot of unnecessary chances on the highways. And I started racing, and now I drive on the highways, and I'm extra cautious, because no one knows what they're doing. Half the time you don't know what this guy's going to do with that one.
There's danger on the edge of town.
It's a long, straight shot, clear from the top of the hill, clear past Cholame there. It's just a downhill shot going west, and it's real straight.
I find myself being very cautious on the highway. I don't have the urge to speed on the highway. People say racing is dangerous, but I'll take my chances on the track any day than on a highway.
Ride the King's Highway.
The San Andreas earthquake fault goes through those hills. It's near what they would anticipate being the epicenter of a big California earthquake, and it was sacred to the Chumash Indians, and there's been rains of stones and sort of spectral happenings there. A haunted place.
Weird scenes inside the gold mine. Ride the highway west, baby.
Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. The life you might save might be mine.
Well, he went to turn left to go to Avenal, and I guess he seen James Dean's car coming, and he tried to switch back, pull back into his lane, and the left front of both cars hit. A Porsche was kind of hard to see. It was that silverish gray, and the road was kind of, at that time of day, was kind of blended in. We done some sliding our brakes and everything else to keep from ending up in the accident ourselves. And the headlight ring of the Porsche went sailing over our car, or over our pickup, and the 49 Ford, the rear end of it, lifted up in the air and it swung sideways and was perpendicular to the road. And James Dean's car just went airborne and done a complete 360-degree turn, as I remember it, and hit alongside the fence, the barbed wire fence, ran alongside the road. His upper body, head, face, and everything hit the barbed wire fence.
You believe the mechanic was actually driving the car?
Yeah, my brother-in-law and I both testified that he was. It was a left-hand drive. My brother-in-law and I both described who was wearing what and where they were sitting in the car. I'm pretty sure it was James Dean that was wearing a white T-shirt, and the mechanic was wearing a plaid short-sleeve shirt or something like that. A magazine came out later, and said that my brother-in-law and I both had untrained eyes, and we didn't know what we seen, that James Dean was driving.
The irony of it is that they were zeroing in on whether or not Dean was wearing his glasses, as though it were Dean who didn't see turnip seeds.
All I know is that the sun was going down. It was behind us. And at that time of day, the color of the car and the color of the road, I didn't see the car until, like I say, just before they hit.
They never even asked anything about turnip seed's vision, or did he wear glasses, or, he wasn't questioned at all.
Well, I could certainly understand him misjudging the car, thinking that, well, it's going like most of the traffic is, and here it's going twice as fast. I've ran it over in my head, and I think that that's probably why Donald Turnipseed didn't him in time.
It was like James Dean was on trial for his own death, and they found him guilty.
To the infinite reaches of space, the problems of man seem trivial and naive indeed, and man, existing alone, seems himself an episode of little consequence. That's all.
He did not have a death wish on almost all levels, with the possibility of that one level in which we all have one. And aside of his personality as an artist and as a very creative and very bright, very, very bright, imaginative person, was surely preoccupied with death. But certainly not with his own death, and certainly not with his own death at that time. Not at all.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands, the end, no safety or surprise, the end, I'll never look into your eyes again. The end of laughter and soft light. The end of nights we try to die. This is the end.
Say,